Atlanta, Fallis, Petro, and Betsy are complete. For those of you that don't know who they are the first 4 true pipe bombs created entirely from scratch by the rebels Reb and Vodka.
The Columbine shooting is a school bus massacre that occurred on April 20, 1999, at Columbine High School in Colorado. Eric Harrison, Dylan Klebold, killed 12 students and a teacher. In this video, we will go back in time to hell this tragic day, but also we will try to build the portrait of Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, the 2 shooters of this sad day. On April 20, 1999, 2 teenagers entered Columbine High School in Littletown, Colorado. Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, very well armed and equipped with handcrafted bomb, perpetrated what will be called the Columbine Massacre. The 2 teenagers have been preparing for this attack for several months. Ultimate revenge, as they called this special day for them, was a way to finally stand out and leave their mark in history. This day was planned and organized, aiming to eliminate as many people as possible, but also to destroy the school. This April 20, 1999, after having deposited a homemade bomb in a field not far from the school to serve as a diversion, Eric and Dylan arrived at the school in 2 different cars at 11:10 a.m. after having parked in 2 different car parks. They will equip themselves. The bomb placed in the field exploded. The diversion worked. When Eric unloaded the sport bag from his car, a student, Brooks Brown, sees Eric Harris and comes to meet him to ask him why they had not been in class this morning. Eric replies, "Brooks, I like you now. Get out of here. Go home." Harris and Klebold then enter the Columbine's cafeteria to place 2 9-kilogram propane canisters, each supposed to explode at 11:17 a.m. and supposed to kill most of the students present in this moment of strong influence. Eric and Dylan being positioned at both hands. Their plans were to kill the fleeing students. But the bomb did not explode. The CCTV footage showed the students laughing and eating together before the shooting began. Eric and Dylan returned to their car to look for their trench coat and their assault rifle. Then at 11:19 a.m., the shooting begins. A witness even heard Eric say, "Go, go, go." The first 2 victims are 2 teenagers, Rachel Scott and Richard Castaldo, who are having lunch sitting on the grass next to the west entrance of the school. Scott is killed, and Castaldo survives but is seriously injured. After removing his coat, Eric shot a group of 3 students towards the west staircase with his 9mm semi-automatic. Daniel Robar, St. Graves, and Lance Kirkland. Dylan and Eric shoot other students sitting in the grass and injures Mark Taylor and Michael Johnson. Then, going down the stairs, Dylan heading towards the cafeteria to understand why the bomb did not explode. Shoots Lance Kirkland a second time, seriously injuring him in the face. Then a second time, Daniel Robar who was crawling in the stairs. Daniel will be killed with a second shot in the back. Meanwhile, Eric shoots several students, injuring Anne-Marie Brad while she tried to flee.
Remember what they called the fixed call mafia?
Have you spoke with your son today, Mr. Harris?
I haven't. Have they picked up anybody yet?
They're still looking for suspects. Your son is with who? What gang?
Well, they're calling the fixed call mafia. I just heard that 3 months.
Dylan decides to join Eric when they shoot in the direction of the art teacher, Patty Nelson, and a student who accompanied her, Brian Anderson, thinking that Eric and Dylan were making a video. The shots will hurt Patty and Brian, but they can flee. It is this same teacher who will take refuge in the library while calling 911. I'll let you listen to her call.
Jefferson County 911.
Yes, I am a teacher at Columbine High School. There is a student here with a gun. He has shot out a window. I believe one I've been
Columbine High School.
I don't know what's in my shoulder. If it was just a last beat through it.
Okay, has anybody been injured, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the school is in a panic. And I'm in the library. I've got students down under the table, kids. Heads under the table. Kids are screaming. Some of the teachers are, trying to take control. We need police here.
Okay, we're getting them there.
Police here.
Who is the student, ma'am?
I do not know who the student is.
Okay.
I saw a student outside. I was in hall duty. Oh, God. Okay. I was on hall duty. I saw a gun. I said, what's going on out there? And he said, oh, it's probably for video production. It's probably a joke. I said, well, I don't think that's a good idea. And I went walking outside. I think he was damn to see what was going on. He turned the gun straight at us and shot. And my God, the window went out. And the kid standing there with me, I think he got hit.
Okay.
Something in my shoulder.
Okay. We've got help on the way, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Stay in the line with me.
Oh, God. Hey, kids, just stay down.
Do we know where he's at?
I'm sorry?
Do we know where he's at?
Okay. I'm in the library. He's upstairs. He's right outside of here.
He's outside?
He's outside of this hall.
Outside of a hall or
This
outside?
hall. Of the
Okay.
library. There are alarms and things going off now. Smoke. My God, smoke is like coming into this room.
Okay.
I've got the kids under the table here. I don't know what's happening in the rest
Okay.
of the building. I've also got smoke in the building. I don't know. I'm sure someone has to be calling 911 to fight.
Yes, we've got a lot of people on. Okay. I just want you to stay in the line with me. We need to know what's going on.
Okay.
Okay?
I am on the floor.
Okay. You've got the kids
in the
there.
library. And I've got every student in this library on the floor. You better stay on the floor.
Is there any way you can lock the doors?
Smoke is coming in from out there, and I'm a little afraid. The gun is right outside the library door, okay? I don't think I'm going to go out there. Okay, you're at Columbine High School? I got 3 children. Okay, we got it. Okay? I'm not going to go to the door to shut the door, okay? I've got the kids on the floor. I got all the kids in the library on the
We have paramedics, we have fire, and we have police en route, okay, sir?
Okay? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I can't believe he's not out of the woods. He just keeps shooting and shooting and shooting.
Okay, yeah, we've got a police officer on scene.
I thought it was.
Okay, just try and keep the kids in the library calm.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can block the door so no one can get in?
I do not.
Okay.
I guess I can try to go, but he's right outside that door. I'm afraid to go to the door.
That's okay.
That's where he is. I'm not afraid to go there. Okay?
That's okay.
Okay, I told the kids to get on the floor. I told them to get under the table. All of the children are on the floor under the table. They're all under the table.
Okay.
And
as long as we can just try and keep...
No one's saying a word.
Okay, as long as we can keep everyone there as calm as we can.
I hear some yelling out there going on right now.
Yeah, we've got alarms going off now as well.
Yeah, there's alarms. This room is filled with smoke.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep everyone low to the floor.
Yeah. Everyone's up. Okay. Everyone stay on the floor. Stay on the floor. Stay under the table.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I know, just...
I don't know. I didn't... I said, what is that kid got? He was outside at the time. And I was on call duty. Oh, God. He's trying, he's like, woo, woo, woo.
I know.
The things that are being shut off. I do not know who the student was. I don't even think I saw him. He was wearing black. He didn't look very large. Male student. He was out there shooting. It looked like like he was climbing out and shooting him. So I said, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
I said, what's going on out there? It's a wiretap gun. It's probably for video production. You know, they do these video
Right.
And the kids, I said, well, that's not, you know, a play gun, a real gun. I was going out there to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, what? Oh, my God, that was really close. That's just, I don't know.
Okay. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is
Patty?
He's yelling everybody get up right now. He's in the library. He's saying everybody get up right now.
Okay.
He's in the library. I have him in the library shooting at students to the lady that I have in the library on the phone.
Okay, try and keep as many people down as we can. Okay. Do you know who he is? Okay.
Witnesses heard one of the killers say, "This is what we always wanted to do. It's great." An officer present at the scene exchanged fire with Eric and Dylan, but when the officer ran out of ammunition, Eric and Dylan walked through the halls inside the school, shooting the students indiscriminately, like Stephanie Manson at the uncle. William David Sanders, professor of computer science and commerce and college coach, had evacuated the cafeteria. Much of the cafeteria had been evacuated thanks to him. Security footage captured the fleeing and panicking students, including Sanders rushing up the stairs. The stairs were located at the corner of the library hallway in the main south hallway. As Sanders and a student walked down the hallways towards the library to continue evacuating the students, they encountered Harris and Klebold, who were approaching the corner of the north hallway. Sanders and the student turned and ran in the opposite direction. Harris and Klebold shot them both. Harris punched Sanders twice in the chest, but the two gunmen missed the student. The latter rushed into a science classroom and warned everyone to hide. Harris and Klebold walked up the north corridor. Sanders taken to a safer place in the classroom. Received first aid from the students. Some students even made a sign put in the window where it was marked "One bleeding to death," but Sanders died at 3 p.m. They then threw another bomb in the library hallway, which detonated and damaged several lockers. At 11:29 a.m., the two students entered in the library, where 52 students and 2 teachers, including the teacher Patty Nelson, were hiding under the tables. Harris yells, "Get up!" loud enough so that he could be heard on the recording of the call Patty Nelson was making to the police. Staff and students hiding exterior rooms library later say they also heard the gunman say,
"Everyone with white hats stand up. This is for all the shit you've given us for the past 4 years.
and
All jocks stand up. We'll get the guy with white hats."
it was customary to wear a white cap among athletes of Columbine High School.
And I went, what? Oh, my God, that was really close. That's just, I don't know.
Okay. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is
Patty?
Patty. He's yelling everybody get up right now. He's in the library. He's saying everybody get up right now.
Okay.
He's in the library. I have him in the library shooting at students to the lady that I have in the library on the phone.
Okay, try and keep as many people down as you can. Okay. Do you know who he is? Okay.
That's the kids getting killed.
When no one got up, Harris said
Alright, I'll start shooting anyway.
he shot his shotgun twice at the desk, unaware that a student named Evan Todd was hiding below. Todd was hit by shells of wood but was not seriously injured. The shooters walked to the opposite side of the library, towards 2 rows of computers. Todd hid behind the administration desk. Kyle Velasquez, 16, was seated at the north row of computers. Police later said he did not hide under the desk when Klebold and Harris first entered the library, but under the computer table. Klebold shot and killed Velasquez, hitting him in the head and back. Klebold and Harris put down their sports bags filled with ammunition and reloaded their guns. They returned to the windows overlooking the outside staircase. Noticing police evacuating students from inside the school, Harris says, "Let's go kill some cops." Harris and Klebold started shooting through the windows at the police, who retaliated. After shooting through windows at students and police, Klebold fired his shotgun at a nearby table, injuring 3 students named Patrick Allen, Daniel Stapleton, and Mackay Hall. Harris grabbed his shotgun and walked over to the lower row of computer desks, firing a single shot under the first desk without looking. It struck 14-year-old Steve Kernow with a fatal neck injury. Harris fired under the adjacent computer desk, injuring 70-year-old Cassie Ruseger in the hand, arm, and shoulder. When they started gasping in pain, Harris told her, "Shut up, bitch." Harris walked over the table in front of the bottom row of the computer, knocked the table twice, and knelt down, saying "peekaboo" to 70-year-old Cassie Bernal before shooting her in the head, killing her instantly. Harris had held the rifle in one hand by the time, and the gun hit his writhing face, breaking his nose. 3 students who witnessed Bernal's death, including one who hid under the table with her, testified that Bernals had not exchanged words with Harris. After killing Bernal, Harris turned to the next table, where Brie Pascal had sat, next to the table rather than below. Harris asked Pascal if she wanted to die, and she said no. Witnesses later report that Harris appeared disoriented, possibly due to the heavily bleeding wound in his nose. As Harris mocked Pasquale, Klebold noted too Patrick Allen was trying to provide assistance to all who had suffered a knee injury. As Patrick tried to help Hall, his head shot up above the table. Klebold shot him a second time, hitting him twice in the head and once in the foot. Patrick was knocked out and lost the use of some bodily movement but survived. Klebold walked over the other tables, where he discovered Isaiah Schurz, 18, and Matthew Kester, as well as Craig Scott, the younger brother of Rachel Scott, 16, Hiding under a table, all three were popular athletes. Besides, Craig had a white cap that day, which he asked Tony to hide under his shirt. Klebold tried to pull Isaiah's shoes out from under the table. He called Harris. Klebold and Harris lowered at Isaiah for a few seconds. Harris knelt down and shot Isaiah's shoes once in the chest at close range, killing him instantly. Klebold also opened fire, killing Caster also in the chest. Scott was not injured. He lay in the blood of his friends, pretending to be dead. Dylan shot at a display case next to the door, then turned and fired at the nearest table, hitting and injuring 17-year-old Mark Kington in the head and shoulder. He turned to the table to his left and fired, injuring Lisa Kurtz and 18-year-old Valin Schnarr with the same shotgun bolt. Klebold then moved to the same table and fired with the Tech-9, killing 18-year-old Lauren Townsend. The two shooters approached an empty table where they reloaded their weapons. Schnarr, who had been seriously injured by gunshot wounds and shrapnel, began to shoot. "Oh, God, help me!" Klebold approached her and asked her if she believed in God. Schnarr first answered no, then yes. In response, Klebold asked her why she said that was what her family believed. Eric taunted her by saying God is gay, reloaded his shotgun, then walked away. Harris then moved to another table where he shot twice, injuring 16-year-old Nicole Nolan and John Tomlin. When Tomlin tried to walk away from the table, Klebold kicked him. Harris then laughed at Tomlin's escape attempt before Klebold repeatedly shot the youngster, killing him. Harris then returned to the other side of the table where Lauren Thompson lay dead. Behind the table, a 16-year-old girl named Kelly Fleming had, like Brie Pasqua, sat next to the table rather than below due to lack of space. Harris shot Fleming with his shotgun in the back, killing her instantly. He shot at the table behind Fleming, hitting Towson and Cross again and injuring 18-year-old Jenna Park. The shooters moved to the centers of the library. Harris noticed a student hiding nearby and asked him to identify himself. It was John Savage, a friend of Klebold. Savage called out his name and asked Klebold what they were doing, to which he replied,
"Oh, I'm just killing people."
Savage asked if they were going to kill him. Klebold hesitated, then told him to go. Savage immediately fled and escaped through the main entrance to the library. After Savage left, Harris turned and fired the rifle, grazing the ear of 15-year-old Danielle Mother. He retaliated and pushed a chair towards Harris. Harris shot Mother in the face again at close range, killing him. The two shooters moved south and fired at random under another table, seriously injuring two 70-year-old, Jennifer Doyle and Austin Banks, and fatally injuring 70-year-old Corey Deepwater, the last to die in the massacre, at 11:35 a.m. There were no other injuries after 11:35 a.m. They had killed 10 people in the library and injured 12. Of the 56 hostages in the library, 34 remained unarmed. However, the shooters had enough ammunition to kill them all. At this point, several witnesses later testified that they overheard Eric and Dylan say that they no longer found any excitement in shooting their victims. Then they were near where Todd had moved after being injured. Harris and Klebold laughed at Todd, who was wearing a white cap, when the shooters demanded to see his face. Todd partially lifted his cap, so his face remained obscured. When Klebold asked Todd for a reason why he shouldn't kill him, Todd said, "I don't want any trouble." Klebold said, "You used to call me faggot. Who's a faggot now?" The shooters eventually walked away. Harris' nose was bleeding profusely, which may have made him decide to leave the library. Fearing the return of the shooters, 34 survivors and 10 wounded began to evacuate the library through the north gate. Only Patrick Allen, unconscious, and Lisa Cross, unable to move, remained in the building. Patty Nielsen joined Brian Anderson and 3 library workers in the outdoor break room, in which Klebold had previously fired shots. They locked themselves in and remained there until their release at around 3:30 p.m. For the next 32 minutes, Harris and Klebold wandered around the school. At around 11:44 a.m., Harris and Klebold are seen on school security camera in the cafeteria. The recording shows Harris kneeling and firing a single shot at one of the propane bombs. He and Klebold left in the cafeteria earlier, without it exploding. A few students were hiding in the cafeteria, avoiding detection. He took a sip of one of the drinks left behind as Klebold approached the propane bomb and examined it. Klebold lit a Molotov cocktail and threw it on the propane bomb. When the two left the cafeteria, the Molotov cocktail exploded, partially detonating one of the propane bombs at 11:46 a.m. The students in hiding escaped through the side door after the explosion. At 12 p.m., the two murderers then returned to the library. After a few exchanges of gunfire with the police outside, they committed suicide at 12:08 p.m. with a pistol bullet in the head for Klebold and a shotgun bullet in the mouth for Harris. Authorities reported pipe bombs at 1 p.m. and 2 response teams entered the school at 1:09 p.m. They advanced from class to class, discovering the hidden students and teachers. All students, teachers, and school employees were taken away, questioned before being transferred by bus. Police found the bodies in the library at 3:30 p.m. Eric was responsible for the murder of 13 of the shooting victims, Dylan of 5 victims.